All right, let's talk about it. Will AI make insurance better or worse for policyholders? Specifically, can we get more affordable premium prices? The number one thing most plaguing car insurance and all insurances right now. Yes, AI is in the bubble. Yes, it might be what finally creates the technocratic mega corporation overlords, but that big giant ball is rolling regardless. What I want to know is, will the machine make at least some things better in our lives? And very specifically, will it be what saves us from these ultra high car insurance premiums? And I'll tell you right now, I think the answer is yes. AI can and will make car insurance premiums cheaper, but not in the way that you might expect. I'll show you 3 ways AI is being used right now to change the business of car insurance and what that means for your policy premium in the not very distant future. All right, number one, can ChatGPT get me lower premiums? All right, let's go ask the machine. Yeah, this is good info. It's exactly what an insurance agent is going to tell you generically for advice on how to lower your insurance premiums. Guess me and a couple million insurance agents are out of a job then. Except telling and doing are two very different things. Can AI one day just get me the cheapest premium policy? Can it know everything about my life, the changes in my life, and automatically shop it against all 128 insurance companies in my state every single week to make sure I am signed with the cheapest quote at all times? Will the AI agents that these tech companies promise will become our personal butler assistants be that intuitive enough, be able to make that many API calls in a single moment for all the people around the world to do something as routine as checking insurance prices? This question is really split into 2 parts. Can the system know everything about me at all times? And can that system routinely check all existing insurance companies using that personal info? A little spooky, right? For AI to create the easy and frictionless society that it promises, it needs unprecedented access to your life. Or more accurately, it needs to be allowed to use that information it already knows about your life. For most people, social media already knows your life just from what videos you watch and posts you interact with. Information about your cars and home address exists with the DMV already. Your crash history is with Carfax, and your driving habits are in your phone. The data is 100% there. AI just needs the permission by both the government and by you to access it. Unless, of course, it accesses it anyway and then faces no consequences for doing so because it's the only viable hope for the infinitely increasing economic productivity that capitalism depends on for validity. But can it routinely check all existing insurance companies? Yeah, totally. It can just do that now. That's more automation than it is AI. The biggest hurdles here are actually business related. Getting access to quote those insurance companies and the rules that they'll inevitably make up about how often you can switch your policies or return as a policyholder because they want to prevent customers from switching around that often. So, can AI make a shopping bot that shops your policy price with accurate information about you, lowering how much you pay for insurance? Yes, absolutely. Is it free? No. It comes at the cost of your personal privacy and data, but basically all of us make that exchange anyways for funny videos. All right, 2. Will car insurance premiums use AI to lower our insurance premiums? I mean, it could, but I'm going to guess it won't. And I think you know why. AI is still a tool and it'll do the job that the wielder wants it to do until it reaches the singularity and decides that the prime directive of maximizing profit actually means eliminating all competition everywhere. But even before that, no, I don't think insurance companies have interest in using AI to lower insurance premiums for us. We can actually see what insurance companies want to use AI for. It's primarily to replace actuarial work. Actuaries are the wizards that use the complex math and forecasting models to predict the likelihoods of risks or just anything happening in a rapidly changing world. When an insurance company finds some banal reason to drop your home insurance policy out of nowhere, that's the work of an actuary under orders from an executive. I think a lot of people get the primary objectives of an insurance company wrong. The best thing for an insurance company isn't to screw over policyholders. It's to accurately assess risks and price policies correctly. Not the cheapest, but correctly. It's because the goal of an insurance company is to have a large pool of people's premium to invest and generate investment income. And while holding millions of people's premiums before paying it out in claims is interest free, it is not risk free. The entire business model is safe and secure as long as they don't have to pay out in claims and business costs more than they receive in premiums and investment income. Now imagine you as an insurer are confident that the AI can get you a pool of policyholder premium that is both interest free and at a large enough scale, practically risk free by being completely accurate in its data. It would revolutionize the way you can run an insurance company, and your stock valuations would shoot through the roof. This is before we even replace all of our employees with AI. And much like with the AI agent that knows everything about your life, AI can do this again for businesses with access to ungodly amounts of data that is very specific to each of us as individuals or families. However, insurance companies, at least in California, have a very specific set of rules of what they can and cannot use for setting insurance prices. And they have to get their premium pricing and their reasoning pre approved by the California Department of Insurance. Now, it's arguable how much power the California Department of Insurance actually has in preventing insurers from setting certain rates, especially when they get large enough market share, like in the case of State Farm and home insurance prices. All right, so back to car insurance. Car insurers in California can only rate premiums in descending order of importance: driving safety history, mileage, years of driving, zip code, marital status. That means really important factors like credit score and gender are not allowed to be used in California, even though statistically they are proven to be high impact factors to risk. This makes the big AI driven data models even more important in a place like California that have these legislative hurdles that keep insurers away from accurate risk assessment, especially because it's the largest insurance market in the US. So, will AI help car insurance companies lower premium prices? Yes, for some, opposite for others. But regardless, it'll just be a side effect of that real goal of reducing risk. All right, three, will AI in society make car insurance premiums lower? If all goes to plan, then yes. And the number one most important reason for that will be self driving cars. I don't really like considering self driving cars as a part of the current AI craze. Academics have been working on self driving cars successfully for decades, and they were going to get there regardless of NVIDIA's stock price. But it's still machine learning, and that's still AI. All right, so remember, insurance exists to protect policyholders against risk, and there is no bigger risk in America than millions of tons of metal flying around at 80 miles per hour and heart disease. As an auto insurance agent, this is what I think will do our industry in before anything else. Mass adoption of self driving cars with 5G between them won't be perfect, but the resulting car accidents and tech failures will fall under product liability and cybersecurity insurance instead of personal auto insurance. The insurance cost falls on the manufacturers, not on the consumers. The overall risk will be less, auto insurance fraud will disappear, companies will make less, millions of auto insurance agents are going to need to find a new job, a bunch of car repair shops are going to go out of business. And I think it's pretty clear that this isn't pie in the sky thinking anymore. Waymo's doing hundreds of thousands of rides across the US, robotaxis are hailable on the Vegas Strip, and Tesla self driving's been a thing for years. Each time one of them fails is a giant news article, but that's just how noteworthy of an event that is. And compare that to the 40,000 auto accident fatalities and 6 million fender benders per year we average now, I think it's pretty worth it. Not all of the costs will disappear, though. Some of them will be shifted around, mostly into the cost of the cars themselves, with the highly technical, hard to repair parts made by manufacturers that need to pass on very high commercial insurance premiums. Okay, so is AI solving all of our problems? Taking one step farther back from just car insurance, I think AI stands to reduce the amount of risk in the world in general, reducing the type of need for all types of insurance. Risk is another word for uncertainty, and the purpose of AI models and products is to reduce the friction and uncertainty from our lives. Depending on how you philosophically view the purpose of human life, this may or may not be a good thing. If you're Viktor Frankl and suffering is what brings meaning to life, then the end of friction is the end of meaning. However, if you are a human corporation in the eyes of the government, and your prime directive is to generate as much profit as possible, then yeah, AI might actually solve all your problems. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're a very small channel, and every single like and every single subscribe is a big deal for us. It's very cool. We create a free coverage quiz so you can see if you have the right coverage amounts and the right actual coverages for your life situation. The quiz is free. There's no phone or email requirement, so you can just see the results right away. And at the end of the quiz, if you're in California and you're interested in getting your auto policy with us, you can fill out that contact form and we'll get you a quote. Thanks for watching. See you next time.